Good. Okay, so this is a situation. Now, so one of the most important and one of the most challenging and one of the most critical business problems nowadays under the pandemic situation is global supply chain is totally not working well. That increase of cost. Absolutely, we need more cost because that we don't have enough product, enough something, and that increase the cost. And what is the consequences of this global supply chain nowadays? High inflation. Everything is getting more expensive. China, no. Everything is getting expensive. Don't you think so? It's getting expensive. Especially my lovely pork is getting expensive. My pork. Everything is getting expensive. And however, your salary and the people's salary is getting increasing? I don't think so. So how we can afford our living expenses? How the people cover our living expenses? Everything is getting expensive. However, the people's salary is stagnating, and the people can't afford their living. No, people will get suffer because of this problem. Because we fail in managing the global supply chain, and the people get suffering because we have a stupid business guys. Don't you think so? Okay, so then, who is responsible for taking care of our people's living condition? Business. We are responsible for that because we need to take care of these business problems. I think so. Okay, so this is happening, and then if you think in a different way, many of the people's phenomena or social issues is caused by failing in managing business. I think so. As a business professor, I think so. Okay. However, let's try to reconstruct this kind of problems in a better way. How we can understand this situation? I suggest to you, please stop using your brain. We do not believe in our brain because we are stupid. Okay. However, I suggest you to use tools. What kinds of tools we can use almost immediately? We can think of using this. 5W1H. You know that. Do you know this? Okay, 5W1H. Simple, but this is really powerful. What made the supply chain crisis? Can you guess? Anybody? What makes a global supply chain? What causes global supply chain problem? Gaber, what causes global supply chain problem? Why we have this kind of shortages? Because of pandemic? How? How pandemic make a crisis?
People they cannot work and they can't.
Okay, so that's the biggest problem caused from the people.
Yeah,
Oh no, I agree with you. This kind of problem come from the people's side, not money side. Whatever, we will go forward. And where this supply chain crisis occurring? Casey? No, where? Where this global supply chain crisis is occurring mainly? China and America, and there is no problem in Europe. There is no problem in Asia.
Big countries that they are well, like,
Only developed countries have this kind of problem.
I think all of the world has this problem.
All over the world, choose one. Specific. No, I don't think so. Anyway, so let's go forward like this way, okay? And okay, Ricky, oh, how can I find? Okay, why this global crisis is happening? Okay, so she said people. Why? In terms of people. Why this global supply chain crisis happens? Why? What is the reason?
People afraid of things, and
So,
they can work in time. Produce as much as the previous time.
so then people don't want to work, or people afraid to get infected and they don't want to work. They can't work. They don't want to work. They don't want to work. Anti-vaxxers or the many guys who refuse to get a vaccines or the medical treatment, and they strike and they vandalize those kind of the global supply, and especially for the global supply chain workers like the truckers. Yeah, you see the news and the truck drivers. Okay, many of the American or the Canadian truckers, they refuse to work. Why? I will not take any vaccine because I do not believe in it. And because I believe that the Microsoft owner, the Bill Gates, made some technological something and he controls my brain. That is true. More than 45% of the truckers, American truckers, they refuse to take a vaccine and they don't want to work. That make a biggest trouble in supply chain in the US. So, who are responsible for that kinds of the truckers avoiding work? Who are responsible for that? Who need to manage that? Who need to manage that? Who needed to manage those truckers? Huh? Exactly. Exactly. So global supply chain companies like a DHL or the many of the truck companies, small size at the truck companies, they failed in managing those truckers. And that is happening. Who are responsible for those kind of problem? Truck drivers company. Who are responsible for this kind of the global supply chains? One of the biggest chunk is come from truck companies, owner, truck companies, business guys. Okay. When this global supply chain crisis is occurring, when? Until when? Until when? Ryan? Until when this global supply chain crisis will be over? Can you expect? Within this year, within this month, with next month, next year, after next year? What is your expectations? What is your anticipation? When this kind of global supply chain is getting recovering and reconciliating, and when this kind of a global crisis, global supply chain crisis will be over? Ryan, what do you think? What's your name?
Jack.
Oh, Jake.
Jack.
Jack. Oh, Jack. Jack.
Yes.
When they will be over? When this crisis will be over? Okay, so then I explain again. So do you agree that we have a global supply chain problem? Okay, good. And when this global supply chain problem will be over? Can you guess? Can you expect? Can you anticipate? Can you plan? What do you think? According to your thinking, according to your expectations, we can change our strategy. This month, this year, next year, 3 years? No, very positive. Very positive. Okay. Okay, good. Noah? When this global supply chain problem will be over? Can you guess? Can you expect? Can you plan? Can you anticipate? Never? Never. Very negative. Very positive, very negative. Okay? And then the truth must be in between. In between. Okay. According to your anticipation, according to your expectation, according to your planning, we can change our way of doing. We can change our strategy. If you are positive, okay, so global supply chain will be over soon, and then maybe you can revitalize your business operation April. Everything get normal. However, if you think this global supply chain crisis is continued, you need to change fundamentally your business model. Okay? Absolutely. So, when we have this kind of problem, okay, identify the problem, okay, then we need to ask this kind of things. We can use a tool. This is a tool, 5W1H. This is a very fundamental tool for us to elaborate this kind of things. Okay? When we use this kind of tools, we can identify and we can address, we can elaborate our understandings better. Okay, good. Why this way? Business, we think like this. We use our tools to sharpen our ideas. Because we are not smart enough. We are not genius. I agree, okay? We are not genius. I'm not genius. I'm not that smart. I'm not that brilliant like a local scientist. Actually, I was a scientist. Okay. So if we agree, if we think we are not damn smart, okay, it's better to use tools. Okay, that is the way how we can elaborate our strategic movement. According to your choice, according to your expectations, according to your thinking. If you think the global supply chain will be over within this year or within the 3 years, we can redo our business quickly. Okay, that is one strategy movement. On the other hand, this will never stop. And the economy, the global supply chain problem continues for a long time. We need to change our fundamental business. According to your expectation, according to your analysis, according to your identification of the problem, according to your tool, your thinking from the tool, we can change our way of thinking. That's how we identify a problem. That's how we understand the problem. Okay, let's go one more step. This is a global supply chain crisis. Commodity. Okay, so let's go one more step. Good. Commodity. Commodity product, probably, I think that kinds of the global supply chain problem for the commodity industry, commodity product will be over relatively in short, within 3 years, within 5 years, maybe the commodity global supply chain problem will be okay, we'll get better. Okay, because everything is getting quickly, getting better, and then within this year, we will have the biggest crisis in the pandemic, and however, after this year, from the next year, okay, so everything will get better. Everything will get better. Yeah, this year will be the worst year for us. However, from the next year, yeah, everything will be get better. I'm positive. So then, in that case, commodity global supply chain will get better. Okay, I think so. However, the problem will be continued. High-tech. Like the semiconductor chips, computer chips. Because there is a crisis, there is a problem. And who produced the semiconductor chips a lot? Who is the largest manufacturer of the semiconductor chips for the cars, electric cars? Who is the biggest producer? Huh? What do you know? Okay, go to the internet. Yeah, this talk, go to internet. Who is the largest computer chip producer in the world? Go to internet. Yeah, and make the answer right now. I'm not. Yeah. Yes. No, producer, not consumer. Huh? Okay. Go on. Okay. So China. Number 2. Beijing. Oh, India. Computer chips. Computer chips for the car. Oh, okay, South Korea. Okay, and the other? Third? China already here. Yeah, that's a TSMC and the CATL, Samsung, SK, Hynix. Third, Singapore. Singapore produced the computer chips? No, they trade. Singapore trade. I am asking about the producer. Who produced? Singapore? US. Fourth? Germany? No. Japan? Yes. And partially Germany. How many countries can produce a semiconductor? Only this 5. There are a few something. However, these 3 or 4 takes more than 80% of the producing the computer chips for the car. However, they are good at managing the situation of this. I don't think so. And only one exception is China and the TSMC. They are good. And nowadays, TSMC, China and the Japan is now working together. Do you know that? China and the Japan is now making a collaboration, and South Korea and the US is now making a collaboration, and Germany is still not independent. They announced that. Why I know that? Because I was working at the Bosch, and the Bosch is only one producer of the semiconductor for the cars in Brazil. Whatever, okay, this is the situation, and then according to this kind of a situation, this high-tech semiconductor chips for the cars, especially for the electric cars, because this market is totally dominated by a few number of the oligarchs. You know the oligarch? Monopoly oligarch. oligopoly, monopoly. You know that. Monopoly, oligopoly, oligopoly. Okay, so what is the problem of the oligopoly player, oligopoly market? Oh, you're genius. What is the problem of the monopoly or the oligopoly? What did you know? Who controls over the price? Who controls over the supply? Players. Only a few number of the players play the game. So that if those players want to something, okay, and they want to increase the price of the computer chips, they can control over the semiconductor supplies. So that absolutely we don't have enough number of the semiconductors, and then all the customers and the producers are suffer from the control over that monopoly or the oligopoly. Who get the benefit? People, customer, producer, manufacturer, or market? No, those players. Those a few number of the players get the benefit while they sacrifice the general people's profit. Because we need to pay more to get a car. And it takes around 2 years to get a new car. Who gets the benefit? We know. Why that happens? Because we fail in managing that. Who is responsible for that kind of situation? Who is responsible for this oligopoly or monopoly? Who made this the situation? Who made this the structure? Who needs to control this business? Government can do that. Who? Which government? Which government to control over this? And then now the US is now trying to control over this situation. Germany, Japan, South Korea, and the US is now controlling over this, and the US is now trying to control over the TSMC. But is it working? No. Even though government cannot do that, and the United Nations can do that. Supranational company or supranational organizations can do that. Who controls over that? Who manages that? Business. Okay. So this is a very simple example how business can identify a problem, how we can understand the situation, how we can think of who is responsible of that kind of problem, how we can do. Okay, this is a simple example. We call this is a critical reasoning process. Very simple tools can help us. Okay, good. And let's think a little bit more about the recent changes. Recent, okay, most recent contemporary. And a few days ago, McKinsey & Company, that's the largest business strategy consulting firm. Actually, McKinsey was inspired by the idea of the strategy management. We will learn about the history in McKinsey. However, so McKinsey a few days ago, they proposed this 10 technological trend with momentum. High minimum wage experiment, okay. Who will create and sustain this new technology trend? Who? Then let's see what kinds of the technical trend we have. Because technology is related with the business. So think of that. First, distributed infrastructure. Distributed infrastructure, for example, electricity. You know the off-grid, smart grid, and how you can use the electricity. Where this electricity come from? Where where this electricity come from? And who is the supplier of this electricity? Who is the supplier? Who is the supplier of this electricity? In China, zero. Zero. Oh, okay. Okay, no, it's fine. Steven. Steven. So who is the provider of the electricity in China? Who? Who is the provider? Who is the supplier of the electricity? Go to internet. Who is the supplier? Who is the supplier of the electricity in China? State owned? State owned? No. Who? Really? Specify. Who is the supplier of the electricity? Don't say government. No, that's too. I need a specific something. Who is a supplier? Go to internet.
Chinese electricity institution.
Go to internet. No, I need the specific entity. I need a specific organization.
China Data Corporation.
Huh?
Data Corporation.
China Dahao? China State Grid. Okay? And this is the government? Is this government? Is this government? Or this is business? This is government or this is business? Government business? What does that mean? Government control the business? Okay, and then state owned company? Really? Okay, so let's make it simple. This is business or this is government? Technically. Is this business or the government? So who is responsible for operating this business? Business guys, not government officers. Oh, I know that the government officers make an influence, big influence on the operations of the business, public business, something. It's the government. Okay, good. However, this is China State Grid. Okay, and how the China State Grid supply this electricity? Do you know how we make electricity? That come from where? Coal powered 100%? No. Okay. So around the 50 or the 60% of the electricity is produced by coals or the fire or the burning something. Okay. However, that is not good. That is not good because we want to make a more sustainable economy, sustainable operation. That is not good. And however, more than 20% of the electricity come from nuclear. Do you know how many nuclear reactors you have in Zhejiang area? Do you know that we have a nuclear plant in Zhejiang? How many nuclear plants we have in Zhejiang area? Gerald? No nuclear plant in Zhejiang? No? Go to internet. How many nuclear plants we have in Zhejiang? Yeah. Go to internet right now. How many nuclear plants we have? How we can get the electricity? 3. Okay, where? First. Where? Jiaxing. Jiaxing. Xinjiang. Xinshan. Where is that? It's near to Daxing, okay? And second, Fengjiajing. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? It's near to somewhere. It's near to Haizhou, okay? And then the last one, Daxing, Haizhou, and Taishan. Where is that? Taishan? Yanxian, Taishan, okay, where is that? It's near Xishan, okay. Xishan, so where is that? Daxing. So two Daxing and one Taizhou. Okay, good. And is there anybody who come from the Taizhou? Who come from the Daxing? Did you know that you had a nuclear plant in your city? However, more than 20% of the electricity come from the nuclear reactor, nuclear plant. And 5 over the 6% of the electricity come from solar panels, like the water or something. Sustainable. And how those kind of things is controlled and supplied. And fortunately, we have a very sustainable electricity, electric services. And during the pandemic, many of the countries have suffered from the lack of the shortages of the electricity. And also the China, a few number of the northern parts of the China suffered that kind of the unstable electricity. What will happen if we do not have a very sustainable and a very stable electricity? No business. Business will be. Can you make a business without the electricity nowadays? Who are responsible for supplying the electricity? Technically. Oh, absolutely, we get a lot of support from the government. However, this is China State Grid nowadays propose smart grid and the sustainable grid, smart grid. What is the meaning of the smart grid? It's distributed infrastructure by using the software, by using the more advanced technology of the infrastructure management. Okay, we want to make a more smart grid to maximize our operational productivity in electricity and infrastructure, including transportation. And who controls the transportation? Who manages the transportation? Don't say government. Absolutely. So we definitely need the distributed infrastructure. Is it related with the only engineering or science or technology? We'll see. Second, applied artificial intelligence, and who made the biggest contribution to make the artificial intelligence? Who made the artificial intelligence? Who made the artificial intelligence? Who? Why? Where? When? Really? So who made the artificial intelligence for what? Who made the artificial intelligence for what? Okay, so I will change the question. If there is a problem, we will change the question. Okay, who made the artificial intelligence? Yeah, maybe those kind of artificial. Can you make the artificial intelligence? Okay, so mainly artificial intelligence producers who are the manufacturers, who are the makers of computer scientists. Okay, computer scientists, software engineers. Okay, good. And especially for the very knowledgeable, very high-tech, and totally well-educated computer science PhDs. Okay, those kind of smart guys usually make the most advanced artificial intelligence. Okay, so here is the question. Who has the largest number of the computer science PhDs in the world? Who has the largest numbers of the workforce of the computer science PhDs around the world? Huh? Can you guess? USA? USA what? USA what? USA government? USA company? Who? Which company?
Microsoft?
Wrong. Huh? No. Unfortunately, no. Huh? Apple? No. Actually, Huawei has more outnumbered computer science PhDs than the Apple. Actually, the Huawei is the fourth or fifth largest employer of the computer science PhDs. Not number one. Applied materials. Oh, I'm sorry. Not close. There must be a company. Okay, unfortunately, no government. There must be a company, okay, who has the largest number of the computer science PhDs. They are graduate at Stanford, MIT, University of Illinois, and we are the number 4. So, which company do you know? Can you guess? There must be the technology company like Apple, Google, Microsoft. Hint, no. NASA? No. NASA, no. There must be a big company who has the largest number of the computer science PhDs. Genius, smart guys. Can you find it? Oh, Google, no, they are number 4 or 5 or 6 something. No. I said no technology company. Or maybe you cannot find any information because this is somewhat confidential. Okay, this is somewhat confidential. Everybody knows about nobody's name. Oh, MIT is not a company. Actually, MIT does not have enough number of computer science PhDs. They have only 100 something. No. Intel technology company, no. Amazon, close for now.
NASA.
I said no.
SpaceX?
SpaceX, no, they are very small number. They have only 21 or 30. No. But they are now hiring a lot of the computer science PhDs because they are going ahead to the robot systems. We will talk about Tesla X, right? Okay, so now currently the largest employer of the computer science PhDs in the world is Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs? Do you know the Goldman Sachs? What is the company? What is the business? What? Goldman Sachs. Gaussian, okay. Goldman Sachs. Okay. What is the business for that? Goldman Sachs. What is that company? Investment bank. Investment bank has the largest number of the computer science PhDs. They are now applying a lot of the artificial intelligence technology. Why computer science PhDs want to join the Goldman Sachs? Because they give a lot of money. What is the average salary of the Goldman Sachs? $300,000 as a newly hired employee. $300,000. For entry-level engineers. Amazon can do that, NASA can do that. Which company can do this? Only bank. Absolutely, if there is HS, I will go there. Why? Goldman Sachs use those kind of large number of the computer science PhDs. What's their business? Investment bank. What is the role of the investment bank? How they make money? Finance? Okay, can you elaborate a little bit more? There is a commercial bank, there is an investment bank.
Goldman Sachs is very famous here
Famous for?
because he did a lot of business with other large companies in the history and have some scandals.
Oh, yeah, sure. So scandal is one thing. Okay, so what is their main business model?
The business model is some companies find them, ask for money, and they provide some projects and they raise some money, and they ask for some service fees, and they between the companies they made some contracts with some like they make a bet.
Okay, so mainly you are explaining about the commercial bank like a Merrill Lynch or a small commercial bank. But however, Goldman Sachs is not specialized for those kinds of traditional commercial bank functions. They are specialized in investment. What is the meaning of the investment? Their main business is choose, make the business bigger, value it. Okay, they are business developers. Technically, they don't deal with a small amount of money. They bet on a small something potential businesses, and they create a business and they. So why computer scientists? What are they doing? For the Goldman Sachs.
Because those PhDs, they can collect some data to analyze if the project is valuable.
Absolutely. Okay. So then nowadays we have tons of thousands of data all around the world because everything is connected in a network. So we have tons of thousands of data, and we need to mine the data, analyze the data to draw the decision. So people can do that, people brain can do that. Unfortunately, no. So we need a tool to mine the data, to explore the data, to analyze the data, and to draw the insight from the data. Which can do that? Nowadays, we are developing the artificial intelligence that help us to make a very stuff. Applying artificial intelligence. So again, we come back to the basic question. Who made the biggest contribution to the applied artificial intelligence? Business, government, which business? Technology, scientists, or business? Business. What is the purpose of using the computer scientists? What is the purpose of developing the new technology for the artificial intelligence? Because we want to make money. Who is responsible? Who are the experts of the making money? Engineers. That's our purpose. The purpose of the computer scientist is developing a new technology, new tools. I know, because I was an engineer. My purpose when I was an engineer, I want to develop the best tool. My purpose was not making money. Okay, good. Future of the programming, same situation. Tool for money, Trust architecture is the like a supply chain management. Okay. Nowadays, the WKU and the computer science and the management department, we are now collaborating to avoid the counterfeit technology development. We have a lot of counterfeit or the cheating something. Okay. So then we need to control over that. We need to manage that. Okay, by using the IoT, Internet of Things, or the cloud computing, cloud stuff. Future of the connectivity, 5G network. Oh, are you using the 5G or 4G, LTE, 5G? Are you using the 5G, LTE? Wow, no. Are you using what? LTE, 5G, 4G? 4G is LTE. So actually, around 3 or 4 years ago, we started to apply that the 5G. Why we do not have a 5G yet? Is there anybody who are using the 5G in here? Technically, no. Where is 5G now? Oh, 5G. Are you using the 5G network? LTE, 4G, okay? Why we do not have a 5G? You know, you've heard about it, a lot about it, the 5G years ago.
Some people use 5G because we have limited platform in some big cities.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But however, they are using the 5G, they technically have a 5G network? No, technically no. Why? We do not have a 5G.
Platform. Platform.
Platform? Plus what?
Platform. Like
Platform? Oh, platform. Why we do not have a 5G platform? We already have the technology. We developed the 5G network around 5 years ago. And then everybody, and the China Telecom and many of the telecommunication companies, they advertise that we are supplying like a 5G around 4 or 5 years ago. Why we do not have a 5G?
that's the cost. The cost is issue. Because if you want to do business into the market, you need to have a
So is there a problem with technology or is there a problem with the money?
technology is also a problem because if you have high technology, you can reduce.
The cost? Okay. Okay. So there is a problem. Is that problem cost that come from the technology or the cost? Oh. Okay. Yes. Next level process automation and the virtualization. Okay. Augmented reality or the virtual or something, or the Zoom. Okay. Clean tech, sustainability, sustainable energy. Okay, or the recycling, upcycling. What is that? A bio revolution. Oh, who developed that? mRNA vaccine. mRNA vaccine. Who developed that? Pharmaceutical company. Moderna, Pfizer, they are government. Why they develop the new vaccines? To make money. They are companies, they are business. Bio revolution come from business in order to make more money. Next generation materials, okay? So metal materials, self-healing materials we have. More safe nuclear something. Throughout the whole this kind of new technological trend, what we can know, who drives this kind of technology? Government was searching for the truth, or the having a better tools is driving that kind of newly developing the new technology. No, there is one driver of those changes. only one driver. Money. Money drives this new technology development. Shortly speaking, business create these new tools. Technology is tool. Organizer, lighter, smart grid, I agree. Company, business drives a new technology innovation. For what? For money. So who are responsible for new technology development? You can believe in me because I was a stupid engineer. I thought engineers, scientists drive that kinds of the changes or the trend because we believe that we develop this kind of, but however, without money, can we develop a new something? Who supply them? Who supply the people? Business. I think so. Oh, maybe you have a totally different perception. Maybe you have different opinions. However, yeah, throughout this kind of tools or the critical reasoning, I think so. I think business drives new technological development to make a fundamental changes over the society. Innovation comes from the money, not from technology itself. This is the situation, and then who are responsible for this kind of changes? Business. I think we are responsible for this kind of changes. Sure. Global supply chain management crashes. Global supply chains are totally demolished. Who are responsible for solving that problem? Don't say government. Oh yeah, whenever I ask some questions and many just say government or somebody say society. Who are they? They are really doing something? I don't think so. Who are responsible for that? Who is the person of charge? Who really make an action? And do you know that what is the meaning of the CEO? What is the meaning of the CEO? Yuki? No. Ago. What is the meaning of the CEO? Chief. Executive. Officer. Okay. Officer, government officer? No. Okay, whatever. Chief is okay, head something. And what is the meaning of the executive? Adolf, what is the meaning of the executive? And okay, so maybe that comes from the execution. What is the meaning of the execution? Is it talking or is it action? Huh? 도착. Yeah. 도착. No. Okay. So execution. What is the meaning of the execution? Can you go to the internet? Yeah, go to internet. Execution. What is the meaning of execution? Is it doing or talking? Doing, exactly. Doing means it's taking action. We need to do something. Okay? Business is doing something, not talking. Do you know what is the biggest difference between the economists and the business? What is the difference between the economists and the business? Exactly. Oh, I think so. However, don't tell. Don't tell. Jacob, yeah, so Pasha, okay, he will kill me. I think so. While many government, yeah, all the policy makers, or the big somebody, or the policy makers, economists, politicians, have much more. But however, business, we really make that happen throughout our action, throughout our doing. We need to do something, because that is the reason why we call that is execution. 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 We take action to make it happen. We are responsible for taking actions to make a change, to make it happen. That's our business, I think. Anyway, so we talk a lot about it, the current issues of the business problems, especially for the global supply chains and something commodity, and then we learn about it, the fundamental tools, how we can think, how we can leverage our ideas in order to make something really happen. We are the key driver of the fundamental changes of the society, innovation, technology. That is you. That is a business. Welcome to join our business problem solving. Okay, good. That's it. Well, that's over. Okay. So any question? So far so good. Any problem? No problem. Okay. So am I making you happy? Okay, good. So that's okay. That's okay. So then, yeah, the first week is over, and then I will see you next Monday, right? In here. I will see you on Monday. And here, you will have work. No. No homework. Not yet. Do you want to have more homework? Okay, we will see. Yeah, if you need the homework, please let me know.